Where am I? Who are you? How did I die? Or any of these things. That's what I wanted to say, if I was allowed to speak for myself. But my lips answered the question. No, I am not ready, I said. Then he asked, in a very surprised voice, Why, Ya Ahmad? Why are you not ready? And again, my lips replied, very slowly and in a calm voice, but with sadness, I am ashamed of my life. I am ashamed of my life, I said. The man did not speak again. He was just standing there, very still. He didn't ask me any more questions. He didn't make any comments. He just stood there, looking at me. At this point, I felt like I was being freed from this grip on my eyes and lips. And I could speak freely all of a sudden. So I moved my eyes up and down, and I'm looking around, but I couldn't see anything. It was just a dark room. Couldn't see walls or a door or anything, just completely pitch black. So I looked up, and my last resort was to just shout and say, Ya Allah, get me out of this situation. Ya Allah, have mercy on me. Save me. Get me out of this. And I was screaming in panic. Send me back. Give me another chance. I know when we are dead, it's over. But send me back. I'll do more good works. And I started to recall all the good times and all the good things that I'd done in my life. Like da'wah. And at how at the high point I was very active in calling people. And alhamdulillah, some people did embrace Islam. Not by me, but by the help of Allah. And I was mentioning all these people that I had spoken to and the ones that I had accepted, and how much I'd loved Allah and I would become very close to Him. And I'd taken Him as my only true love and my dearest of friends. In fact, my only true friend I had in this world. And I was mentioning all these things. And I was begging Allah to have mercy on me. And I was speaking in panic, as you would imagine. Someone would be holding a gun against you and you're begging for your life. That same feeling, the same feeling I had, and even worse. I wasn't ready to die. It happened so suddenly, I couldn't even remember how I got into this situation. I'd made many promises to Allah, and I said that in this panic. I said, I've made promises to you, O Allah, and I did not meet up with your expectations. I did not keep my promises. Ya Allah, when you had blessed me with knowledge and other forms of wealth, I've forgotten my true purpose. But please, Ya Allah, send me back. Forgive me for all I've done wrong, and for my shortcomings, and the time that I've spent, not for your sake. Ya Allah, do not forget me. If I'd forgot, do never forget me. I am your servant for eternity. Ya Allah, give me a second chance. Send me back so I could do good, and I can correct all that I've done wrong, and I can fulfill my promises that I've made to you. I will be a servant. And while I was speaking in panic, in distress, my eyes suddenly blinked. And at this point, I can remember it clearly. People were around me, and they suddenly jumped back, like they got a shock. I was now in hospital. I started to move my eyes around, and I seen as I had all these tubes around me, all these equipment around me. I couldn't move my body, couldn't move anything at all, except my eyes, and I was moving my fingers against my legs, and I said, yes, I have a body again. Yes, I am back. I am back. And I was laughing like a madman, and I'm sure they probably thought that I had lost my mind at that point. I was so happy. I'm back to this world again. I'm back to this life. I said, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm back. I then went into deep sleep again. Later on, I recovered quickly. And I could say, I'm almost as good as new, except for the scars in the back of my head. But that's about it, you know, I can live with that. And I did ask, send me back in any condition, so, I mean, I can walk, I can talk, I can see, I can hear, my ears. What more would the person want? You know, it really took me a while to really understand this experience. I started to refer to the Quran. I'm now at home, recovering. Picked up the Quran, and I came across the story of Yunus, the Prophet Yunus, otherwise known as Jonah. And as if I'd never read this story before, never heard it before. It was just as if it's the first time in my life I'd come across this story. But I was reading it very attentively. How he was sent to a people, to a place near modern day, or situated in modern day Iraq. And he was calling these people to give up their sinful life, give up worshipping any other god, and worship the one true God, Allah. And he warned them about a severe punishment if they refuse. They didn't listen. They mocked him, and he reached to a point where he'd given up on these people. He said, these people will never accept the truth. They are so lost. And he decided to give up his mission. And he boarded a ship. And we all know what happened next. When he was thrown overboard, or he jumped off the ship when it was a big storm. He knew it was a sign from Allah. He had to get off the ship, and immediately a big fish or a whale swallowed him. And if it was not for some words that Allah had taught him, he would have been trapped in that whale. He would have been trapped in that whale till Judgment Day. But he called to Allah in the darkness, saying, La ilaha illa ant, subhanak, inni kuntu min az-zalimin. La ilaha illa ant, subhanak, inni kuntu min az-zalimin. La ilaha illa ant, subhanak, inni kuntu min az-zalimin. Which means, there is no God but you, Allah. I was one of the transgressors. I was one who did injustice to himself. I was one who did wrong. There is no God but you, the one and only. He was confessing for what he did wrong, leaving, abandoning his mission, leaving and trying his luck somewhere else, to call another group of people without asking permission from Allah.